Hello, and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube, purple tape thing, ground and all the world. Today, people of the tube, we assemble the Gretsch. So, all the bits are laying out in front. I've made a wiring loom for it, which I'm really proud of, because my soldering is terrible, but I'm really proud of my wiring loom. Hopefully, I've wired it correctly and it actually works. But we'll find out. So, yeah, we've got the Bigsby, we've got the scratch plate, the back plates. We've got the nut, we've got the knob covers, got the bridge there, we've got the switch, which won't do anything for now, but I'm going to put it in because I'll lose it if I don't. We've got the one and only pickup, machine head screws, and the fantastically gorgeous looking Mr. Gretsch here. This bit of wood here, people of the tube, is stunning. I don't know if we'll get it in the light, but it dances so much. I can't, it's really hard to get it. There. It's got this mad kind of like movement in the wood. Absolutely stunning. So we're going to start up here with the machine heads. Going to put the nut in and we're going to work our way down. Bigsby, bridge. I need to put the earth wire in before I put the bridge. I need to remember to do that because otherwise I'll have to pull the bridge out again. Yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to put some red dwarf on while I do things. And yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, people tube, so furls first. Where's that one that might not fit? Hopefully it will. I will. Nice. So get these in. Put that on there actually. Not like that though, it's going to break it. Let's do that. There we go. More security. Okay, next one. Oh, it's not going to work. It was better before. It'll get there eventually, people tube. Okay, this is tremendously exciting to finally see this thing really coming together now. I don't like this. I need something under the headstock too. It's really awkward. I hate the angle of it. If I do that, you see, what you're going to do is going to smash it and the neck goes, and that'll be the end of that. I might just do it on my leg. Might be easier that way. It's easier on my leg. Okay, so that's the first three. I only had 5 of these, so that one is odd. So kind of annoying, but hey, what can you do? Anyway, you don't need to see the others. I'll be back. Okay, people tube, we've got the machine heads pretty much on. This is the last screw, and then we're on to the body. So there's only one screw hole that was sketchy, but for now I'm going to leave it because it's on there, it ain't coming off, all's well. So I've had to deploy my light because I'm old now, you see, old, my eyes are knackered. No, I'm joking. Anyway, I'm going to put the nut on. Fits in perfectly like it should. I'm hesitant to not put the nut on yet because I don't know if the nut slots, I don't know if it needs a shim. Can you see this, people tube? You can. I'm not sure if the nut will need a shim to bring it up because I don't know if it's low enough. So what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to leave that off actually. We're going to move on to the body. So let's move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm going to try and maintain some kind of order here. We're going to try, aren't we, Dave? Doesn't mean we're going to succeed. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the switch in. Like I say, the switch isn't going to do absolutely nothing. But like I said, if I don't put it in, odds are I'll lose it, and then I'll have to source another one. Oh, sorry about that, people tube. And that wouldn't be fun. And the wood has definitely swelled, got smaller because the switch doesn't quite fit. There we go. It's in. I've lost the nut. There it goes. Okay, she's in. Happy days. Okay. It's going to be the magic switch. What does it do? Oh, I can't tell you that. It does magical things to the tone. It's like the Lee Sklar thing. Of just like saying, yeah, I've got a switch here. It makes the bass sound better. When it actually does absolutely nothing. Okay, so the switch is in. Wow. It's coming together, people tube. I can't actually believe my There's little eyes here. So I'm going to get the back plate on for that as well now, because we don't need to get in there for a while, well, until I can source another pickup. Somebody was mentioning P90s. That was my thought exactly. I really thought like a P90 would be really, really cool. In all fairness, 2 P90s in this thing would be really, really cool. And if I can source 2 of them, that's what will be going in. And yeah, this wood is definitely changed since these were on, because they no longer fit at all, actually. Could be a problem, this could be a tad problematic, because none of the what about this one? Does this one fit? Let's just try the bridge cavity one, the electric cavity one. Can't speak today, it's been a really busy day. All I've wanted to do is build this all day, and there's just been distractions left, right and up centre. See, that one just about fits. It's because the body's been sanded. They're not quite right anymore. I think this one does fit. It's just the fact that half the bodies that it would have sat in is gone. So it's actually kind of proud of the body, which is quite amusing. That's actually quite mental to see how much has been sanded off the body. I'll show you in a sec, people. Let me get these screws in, and I'll take you off the tripod, and I'll show you this really quick. Because, yep, that is flush. That is flat down. It's not. I thought it was because the wood had changed shape. It isn't because of that at all. They're all infinite holes. It's literally because the body's been sanded so much. It's now proud, no matter what I do. You can see how much it's been how much body we've lost. It's a good millimetre of body that we've lost to the sanding process of this guitar. Crazy biscuits. Same thing happens with the bridge cover. Sorry, the electrics cover. They're yeah, that's actually really quite amusing. I quite like that. Anyway, what to do now? I'm going to put the Bigsby on last, so it might be an idea now to. I don't know. I'm in an hour in here. So where are we? There we go. So I need to get the electrics in. So I might do that because I need the earth wire in. The earth wire is really strange. It has to come through the bridge pickup cavity. So it has to come through here and then fold round and then go through there into that post, which is a bit of a strange one to be perfectly honest with you. But hey, weirder things have happened. So let's try and get these in. So this is the volume pot. Let's try and get the earth wire through. Here we go. Oh, there we go. She's in. It's gone. Okay, that's a good sign, I think. Yeah, we're in. Okay. That wants to go like that. Go like that. Just shove that in there for the time being. Doesn't really matter about that right now. I need my little needle nose because the wire's down here. Oh god, this is ridiculous. This bit of wood shouldn't be in here. I'm going to see if I can get it out. It's another insert, people of the tube, but whoever... There we go, it's moving. Whoever had this guitar before, let's put it in. There we go. Sorted. Oh, we've got some markings in there. I did think it looked a bit strange, that insert, compared to like this. I was like, I swear that shouldn't be there. And I was right. Okay, so now we need to fold that. Just going to make sure that's gone in. Come here, light. That's our ground. That's a bit messy in there. Let's just clear that out there. Okay, that's a really strange way to run your ground wire. Like, you have to run it through there. There's no actual thing. I'd almost be tempted to cut a separate thing if I had the drill bit, but I don't. Okay. Still through. Yep, that'll make contact. So I'm going to put one of these ferrules in. They are ferrules, aren't they? I don't know. Can you see this, people with tube? You can. Good. Kind of. Let me move you around here. Check out my camera work. Okay, now we need to bash this in. Mind your ears, we're going in. Okay, that's not in contact with the earth wire at all. Yay! Well, that's buggered that one. Why? Okay, now that's a problem now. Okay, people choose. So I've had to do find a bolt that fits in there so I can screw it into the hole so the furrow pops out and we can start all over again. Now, there we go, sorted. Okay, and in the meantime, by the way, I've got the electrics in and they're done. Somebody had actually opened up this hole, so they'd put a different pot in it. So it's definitely had an interesting life before it came to me. Anyway, that's that sorted. So now, I need to figure out why it's not... Because the problem we've got is the drill hole. Well, the problem we've got, people tube, is that I don't think the hole that's drilled for the earth wire, yeah, it's deeper than it needs to be. So what I'm going to try and... No, I don't know how I'm going to do this. What I'm going to try and do, I'm going to get it in there again. It's difficult though because it's a bit stupid. I don't think I can get my pliers in there to prise that up. Can I get a screwdriver in there? Because if I can get the lead to come up... Oh, hang on, what the hell is that? I think I found what was a bit of the earth wire, people tube. I love it, absolutely love it. It's like archaeology. Yeah, it's annoying because it goes... The angle of the hole goes like downwards, so I need to get it up. Come upwards, the wire. So there's always some issues, isn't there, you got to overcome to do this. I definitely don't think I can get my needle noses down there, can I? I doubt it. Oh, not far enough. That's really annoying. That's really, really, really annoying. How the hell did they do this in the first place? I'm going to have to keep fiddling with this. I'll be back, people of the tube. Okay, people of the tube, it's about 20 minutes, half an hour later. This guitar has been driving me insane. The earth wire wouldn't be long enough. Got the earth wire sorted now. And then the pickup wouldn't thread through to the cavity. It was just nightmare after nightmare. Anyway, pickup's through to the end now, so I need to fit the pickup in. I'm a bit stressed out. And the earth, and one thing I will say is I don't think this guitar was ever earthed, because it looks like they put that wire in there, hammered this in, and thought, yeah, that'll do. That'll definitely be earthed. And it definitely was not. It wasn't. The hole was a lot deeper than the furrow, so the earth wire would have just been sat in no man's land, basically, like just like hanging there in midair. Now it's not. I've got it. Well, I had to ask my dad for help because I couldn't do it on my own. It was a two-person job. The wire's now coming all the way up this, alongside this furrow and over the top, and it's actually pinning. You can almost, if I can get in there, you can just about see it there. So now it's really pinned. And then the earth wire lead, the pickup lead, wouldn't go through to the cavity. It just kept getting blocked and trapped. Anyway, let me fit this pickup and I'll be back. Okay, Viva Tube, so we're starting to look like we've got a guitar. Slowly but surely it is becoming, one, it's drove me to the brink of insanity more than once, but we're getting there. So, time to get the Bigsby on now. So, get rid of that. There's one, there's two. Okay. Is this the final thing? I've got the strap buttons on, I've got the covers on the knobs there. We're getting there. We are getting there slowly but surely. This guitar, it's like, I've just realised I put the bridge upside down. That's really stupid, David, isn't it? There we go. This guitar has just been like, it's been full of fight. That's what it's been full of. We're getting there though. Definitely made me work for it, let's put it that way. That earth wire though was enough to drive you insane. Right, we're getting there. Ooh, that was a good one, Dave. You missed. Okay. Right. 2 screws. I've got to say, nothing on this guitar is straight. I quite like that in a kind of like bonkers kind of way. I quite like the mess of it. It's really starting to look like a guitar though now, people. I just saw it. I just took a little second to look. Yeah, and it's really starting to become a guitar now. What was it before, Dave? I don't know. Okay, Bigsby is on. How does that look, people? That looks pretty damn cool, if I'm being perfectly honest. Scratch plate. Now here's the dilemma. Do we go with the scratch plate or do we not go with the scratch plate? That is the question, because that would go there like that. I quite like it. I'm going to put it on and we'll see what it looks like, because I do like scratch plates because I like resting my hand on them. So, and there's something quite cool about it missing a pickup in the front and having a scratch plate still. Where's that? Where's that hole? There you are. Okay. Whip. This might come off again yet, I don't know, but at this point in time, there goes the bridge. I need a better screwdriver than that one. Well, that's a great screwdriver, but not for this job. Okay, scratch plates on. Well, good gravy lords, people of the tube, we're there. I need to solder in the pickup, and then once that's soldered in, it's away. But I am tempted, because I have a distinct impression I'm not gonna, it's nearly 10 o'clock as it is, I get a distinct impression I'm not going to get it soldered up tonight. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get the nut put in place and we're going to get the strings on it, and we're going to go from there. I am going to glue the nut in. So let's do that now. So come hither and give heave, people of the tube. So hopefully you can see where we are. There we go. Sorry for manhandling you about the place, but let's just get this. Let's get this nut in. With nuts, you never need a lot of glue. That's too much glue. I'm going to get rid of some of that. That just came absolutely gushing out of that. So where's tissue? We can get rid of that. I'm going to do that again because that was ridiculous. You don't need a lot of glue to hold a nut in place. You really don't. That was just silly. That's literally all I need. Just like a little dot, and then we're in. Oh, I've dropped it. That's good. Okay. Oh, got it on my finger now. Cold. You always end up gluing yourself, David. Why? Because it's super glue, Dave. I can't help it. Good point. It's super because you're super. No, shut up, Dave. Okay. That's in. It's string time, people of the tube. Like I say, we don't know what it sounds like. It's a bit late to be testing things. I've got a string of Bigsby up now, which I hate doing more than I hate a Floyd Rose. But it's going to be fun. So, come here a sec. I'll show you what's going on. So, machine heads are on. Nut is now glued in and in place. If it needs to come out, it's not going to be a hardship. Fretboard is nicely done. Frets are nicely polished. Bridge pickup is in, scratch plate's on, Bigsby's on, that's not going anywhere fast. Knobs are on. Switch, the magical switch that, you know, makes it sound amazing, is a cavity of doom. We're getting there. So I'm gonna get strings on this thing and then I'll be back. Okay, Butcher, we have strings on the Gretsch for the first time in God knows how long this has not been used, but okay, it's kind of in tune. Bigsby's nice. I think the guitar itself looks fantastic. Where's my ruler? There it is. I don't know what this. I don't know what's. Is it Gibson scale length? It is Gibson scale length. So, well, kind of Gibson scale length, near enough. So intonation's just tad out on this. Yeah, we're not a million miles away, but it's not quite right. So let's see if we can get the intonation a bit better than it is. Where are we going? About there, I would say. Let's double check. Yep. And a little bit more, a tiny bit. Go away, Davey. About there, give or take. I like quadruple and triple checking because I'm an idiot. Perfect, spot on. Right now, the B string. I want to be a little bit back from that one. Pretty much spot on. Not quite though. Probably about that much of a turn. So as you can see, people, I'm doing intonation not with a tuner. I'm doing it with a ruler. And this is something I've learned off the local luthier who I take my guitars to. He never sets intonation by a tuner because he says tuners lie, and I have found that to be true. And that's interesting because I don't. Oh, I'm a million miles away. What am I doing? I'm a million miles away. Oh, these spot on. So A could do with coming forward. Yeah, sorry, what was I saying? So yeah, so my local luthier, he does intonation, sets intonation with a ruler, and I asked him to teach me how to do it because as soon as I get my guitars back from him, I have never had more intonated guitars in my life than when they come back from him. So I was like, you have to show me how to do that with a ruler. And he said, it's very simple. And it really is simple. You just basically just do it, it's a measurement. Because he said, like, you know, depending on what your guitar's doing, pickup wise, what your tuner's doing, all tuners are different. They don't necessarily see the same pitch every time. You can easily get lost and get your intonation wrong if you're not careful by using a tuner. So he just uses a ruler, and like I say, I've never had more intonated guitars in my life. This just works so much better for my ears in general, because I've always found with tuners, like it's good, don't get me wrong, tuners are cool, and it works, but there are some times where I'm like, that doesn't sound right to me. And then every time I do it with this ruler now, off measurements, it's always spot on. Because I'm near enough there now. Because obviously the bridge is angled as well. There we go, spot on, close enough. You can have a couple millimeters either way. Not the most responsive machine heads. So really... It's ridiculous. Every time it works a treat. And like I said, I'm only tuning this by ear right now, so it's not set up at all. But I can already tell that intonation is pretty much spot on. Right, so now the question is, I don't know what time it is. What time is it? So it's just gone 10 o'clock. Question is now, do I get a soldering iron out? I think I do. So I'm going to get the soldering iron out. And I'm going to get, we're going to wire the pickups in. And we're going to see if it works. If I get it wrong, then I'll leave it for tonight and I'll come back to it tomorrow. And we'll finish this vid out tomorrow. So if it's right, then we'll have a quick plug in very, very quietly through the katana. And have a bit of a play and see what it does. But it looks fantastic. I really love the way this thing looks. Don't you reckon, people? It looks fantastic. And the really cool thing is, like I say, because it's just an oil finish, it'll wear. Will it wear fast? Probably, fairly. If I, it depends how much I play it, I suppose. But it's going to be an interesting one. It really is. I really like the scratch plate. I really do, and that's going to help me no end because it's somewhere to anchor my fingers. Although, to be honest with you, that's kind of touching the body. But I don't know. We'll see where we go. It's very Malcolm Young, though, isn't it? Okay, back in a sec. Okay, PewDiePie. So I've wired in the plectrum. I'm not tired. I've wired in the pickup. And normally I would just plug it in and see if it, tap the pickup. So I'm going to plug it in and we're going to see if it works. See if I've done a good enough job. I never have in the past. This has always gone wrong. And if it goes wrong, feel free to laugh. But yeah, I'll show you my soldering work. It's not fantastic, but it's together. I have a really nice capacitor on the tone pot there. But it's very simple wiring because it's very, it's just a single pickup. So it's very, very simple volume tone out to the jack socket. So I'm going to turn on the katana, get the lead and focus the camera and see if it works. Okay, PewDiePie. Amp is on. Oh, it crackled. I got the volume down. Action's too low. Pickup's too low as well. Where's my screwdriver? This is probably really, really badly framed at this point in time, but I don't care. I don't care anymore. It works. That's as high as I can get the pickup. One thing I will say, PewDiePie, is... sorry, one sec. Give me 1 minute. That's really annoying. Why can't I get the treble side up any higher? Maybe I can. No, I can't. That is the height. The highest it'll go. So we need to sink the bass. Oh, pop the bass side down a bit. Okay. So one thing I will say, I've had 3 of these Gretsch electromatics in the past, and I've always found it to be too dark. So what I've done is I've put two 1 meg pots in. So the tone is a 1 meg and the volume's a 1 meg. And the tone pot doesn't work. You know what? I don't care at this point in time because it makes noise. Why am I flicking the switch? Oh, what an idiot. Oh, that jack socket needs sorted as well, because that's not great. Yeah, Yeah, the treble side is fine, but the bass side is too low. Let's just wind it up a bit. If I can. It's quite hard with my fingers. That's better. So out of tune, but it makes noise. I'll be back. Okay, PeopleTube, it is the next morning. I didn't get a chance to look. I just had a bit of a mess about with it last night. Mr. Gretsch here. And by the way, take a shot every time I say people with a okay people with a tube. You'll be dead by the end of this video. So don't do that. But I figured out what was wrong with the tone while the tone didn't work. I forgot this lead that goes to the output jack. I'm an idiot, basically, is what's going on there. I forgot I needed a lead going from the top of the tone pot to the ground of the output jack. I think it's a ground. It's the bare wire that was going there. So basically now I have tone control and all is working. I'm not sure about this capacitor. I might change it out at some point. It's okay, but I think I might give it another one. So just show you how I've got it wired, just in case you're curious about if you want to do this yourself. So that's the earth wire. That's the one I was having absolute nightmare with, grounding it off to the bridge post. So that's the earth wire soldered to the top. This is my pickup wire here, this grey one that kind of wires around here. The unshielded one goes to the top of the pot here. That's your ground. No, I don't know what that is. I don't know what ground and what live is. Anyway, the unshielded lead goes to the top here. The other lead goes to pin 1 on there. And then I have a lead linking from pin 1 of the volume control to pin 1 of the tone control. Or is it pin 3? I think it's 1. I don't know. That one there. Linking it together, so they're linked together like that. The capacitor is going from the top of the tone pot to the middle pin, and then the jack socket goes from the middle pin on the volume control and the top of the volume control to the output jack. So a lot of stuff goes to the main thing. I've probably explained that extremely badly, so let me try it again. So the pickup, the pickup goes to the volume pot. The unshielded wire, which I need to, it's kind of shield really, it'll be all right, goes to the top of the pot. The white wire is going to this pin here. Again, my soldering skills are very, very bad, but these pots have already been used, so all this solder was not me, promise. That's just the way it is. And then the output jack is going from the middle pin and the top of the volume pot out to the output. And then to how we link it to the tone pot is we use this red wire going to that pin there. The capacitor has got one leg soldered to the top, one leg soldered to the middle, nothing on that pin. And then I have a lead going from the top of the tone control to the output jack, negative, I believe, the ground wire, and that's what makes the tone work. And that's it. That's how this guitar's wired. When it comes time to getting a neck pickup for it and using the select switch, that's going to have to go to somebody else because I'm just not clever enough to do it. But we have tone control. Well, we did. The only problem is I need to clean the jack. But we should have tone. So volume's up. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. So yeah, we have a tone control. I've got volume. It's a very nice volume control as well. Again, remember, these are 1 meg pots. I've always found these pickups, these Gretsch pickups here, to be really, really dark and kind of woolly and quite dull, quite uninspiring, quite not much to them, if you will. So I decided to go for the 1 megs, which I had luckily hanging around. They were in another guitar at one point, and I never really used them, so they're in here now. The jack socket is still a bit dodgy, and that's annoying. but it'll do for now. It will do for now. But here we are, PewDiePie. What you can see in the cold light of day, the Gretsch in all its glory. That is my hand. But yeah, it's looking good. It just we're going to plug it through the Marshall MG in a minute. Up there. Oh, it's not focusing today, are we? There we go. But yeah, so it's there, PewDiePie. Pretty much there. As usual, Bigsby's are not my favourite thing in the world, and it's trying to string that up last night was not particularly fun, because you have to get the string underneath there, around the top, and around onto these little barbs. Getting them onto that barb and then holding it there is a nightmare. You have to bend the string, and I always feel a bit freaked out doing that. I always feel like I'm weakening the string. But the Bigsby action is quite nice. It's, you know, it's not meant for dive bombs. It's just that slight flutter, which is very nice. But again, the guitar's out of tune this morning because of course it is. But I'm glad I have the tone control. I am glad I have a volume, because now I can do pseudo neck pickup stuff. It is quite gradual. But there's a lot of rolls off. On that last bit. This is why I'm thinking of changing the capacitor out to something maybe that might work a little bit better than that. But you know, for this point in time, I'm happy with that. I'm glad it works, because in all honesty, PewDiePie, when I use a tone control, it's either all the way up or all the way down. I don't ever really mess about with it in kind of middles, really, to be honest with you. It's very, very rare for me to do that. But yeah, I am very, very happy with the way this thing looks. I really like the way it sounds. Well, I say I've only played it really, really quiet. So we're going to plug it through the Marshall and play it loud together in But a Moo Moo. But yeah, PewDiePie, what do you think about the Gretsch Electromatic double cut duo jet? I think it's really, really cool. Like I say, I just need to source some kind of neck pickup for it. I mean, in a perfect world, I would replace this and have two P90s, because I really like the way this guitar feels to play. It feels fantastic. Yeah, so in a perfect world, I might get two P90s at some point and have them shoved in. Some point, the Bigsby might vanish and there might be a tailpiece on here instead. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I would like to keep the Bigsby, because I'd like to have a guitar with a Bigsby, just for certain things, like, you know, especially for like recording, which, you know, this guitar isn't, I don't know, I say it's not live guitar, but you never know, things might change on that one. But yeah, the frets could do with a level as well, to be honest with you, but they're not horrific. The guitar plays fine. The nut's spot on. I'm really happy about that. I'm glad I didn't have to shim the nut or do anything with that. And yeah, we're all good. We're all good. And here I was, ready this morning with loads of bits and pieces, just in case. Don't know why I've got a Telecaster switch. Or a blade switch down it. But oh, I do. I was nicking the lead off it, wasn't I? Yeah. I remember now. But yeah, I've got all bits just in case I needed to kind of like completely rewire it. But I didn't. It was just one lead that I just remembered I'd missed. Oh yeah, you haven't got it to the output jack. He's a clever boy. Anyway, sorted now, so I'm going to tidy up and then we're going to plug it in. I'm going to unplug my soldering iron, because hopefully we won't need that for now. I'm going to also clean the jack socket as well quickly, and hope that it's not as crackly. I think it's going to be regardless. I need a brand new jack socket, to be honest with you, PewDiePie, for this, so I'm going to order one when I can afford to, and go from there. Anyway, I'll see you in a sec, and we'll plug it through the Marshall MG and crank it up, and I'll do my best Malcolm Young impression. Okay, Pete. So just to let you know as well, PewDiePie, I've just moved the strap button. The strap button was there. That's a bad place. I've moved it to the back. When it was there, the guitar sat out here and just head dived like an SG. So I've moved it onto the back there. It kind of gets in the way if you try to go for B minor, but not really. So that's way better, and the guitar doesn't head dive. It's in a better position to play in general. So yeah, that's the last thing. So let's again, there might be crackle from the jack socket, but I have just cleaned it, but I don't know. It lives. One thing I will say, these guitars are really low output. Even with a one meg pot, they're dark. Very, very clean. Garbage. I don't like being negative, man, but my god, these machine heads, there's like a million turns until it takes up, and then it kind of just goes, some ambient-y kind of thing, me. tremolo, the arm's a bit loose. No, honestly, I quite like it. I quite like it, YouTube. Anyway, it's heavy. I'm just going to go and weigh it quick. I want to know what it weighs. I'll be back. Jack's over doesn't seem to be cracking now. That's a good sign. Okay, YouTube, just weighed this thing. It's £9. That's a very heavy guitar. And I'm pretty sure it's to do with that thing there. Because you can feel the weight is just in the body when you play it. But saying that, it is solid mahogany with a maple top as well. So it's quite a dense wood. But people, Tube, what are your thoughts on the Gretsch here? It's a heavy beast. That is really heavy. I didn't expect it to be that heavy. When it had nothing in it, it wasn't heavy. I should have weighed it actually, but I didn't. Or did I? Was it something like? I seem to remember, people, I could be wrong with this one, but I seem to remember when I did weigh it when it was empty, and it was something like 5 to 6 pounds, something like that. And like I say, it's up to 9 now, and I'm pretty sure it's because of that Bigsby, because that Bigsby is a monster for weight. Anyway, people, there we go though. So I'm going to live with this for a bit, and then I'll do a proper review on it. Another time we'll get lost in it and have some giggles and laughter with it. It'll be very interesting to see how this thing ages, because I have no intention of selling it. Not for a long time anyway, because I just want to play it, and it's nice to have a Gretsch again. I really like it. And I'll tell you what, people, as well, moving the strap button to there made such a difference from having it there. It just made the guitar neck dive. It was the same as the Firebird I've got, the Antiquity Firebird. As soon as like they moved the strap button to the kind of like the middle of the neck, so to say, like, you know, it made the guitar sit so much better. I still love how proud this cover is over the selector switch. That's how much wood has been lost on this guitar. And the same kind of goes to the control cavity one as well. But that wood is just gorgeous. It really is. I love the way this thing looks. It just is fantastic. Its neck's really nice as well. It's taken a bit of getting used to, because it's quite a big neck. It's quite a chunky neck, but I quite like it. And I do love the thumbnail inlays. The rosewood came up really nicely on the fingerboard. It really is pretty. And I say, I really love the way the body looks. It's super, super cool. Like I say, it does give you Malcolm Young kind of thing, vibes, if you will. But yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. Love it to bits. Anyway, YouTube, let me know what your thoughts are on the Gretsch. And yeah, what do you reckon to my idea of kind of having 2 P90s instead of this thing? It's not a bad pickup. It's very microphonic, but it's not a bad pickup. But I think we can find better. We can also definitely find better machine heads, because those things up there are blooming garbage, absolute garbage. They're terrible. It's because of those machine heads as well. It's quite a chore to tune this thing, and with the Bigsby and everything, you know, you're gonna need to retune it quite a bit. Anyway, I like having a Bigsby though, but will it stay? Probably not. But for now, it's there. I can see me getting rid of this thing fairly, not sharpish, but getting rid of it at some point and having just like a trapeze on here instead. I really love the way this guitar looks. It's really different, and I really like that. Anyway, and it doesn't look like anything I've got either, which is nice. Anyway, YouTube, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and yeah, I'll see you again very soon for another video. I hope you enjoyed this little series on bringing this Gretsch back to life, three-parter. And yeah, I'll see you again very soon. If you like the channel, like what I do here, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Links to that in the description box below. Really helps me out, keeps this channel going, keeps it alive, keeps it kicking, and gives me the ability to do more things like this, which I'm very, very grateful for. We're on the wrong pickup right now. We need to be selecting that one. There we go, that's better. And yeah, if you like the channel, please, you know, do the usual things. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I will see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now.